friends and poetry lovers all over the world. This is Professor Syed Amiruddin, your well-known poet in English, speaking to you all. Friends, thank you very much for all the love and admiration that you have shown on me. Also, friend, I am simply overwhelmed by your huge response on our last week's video message on what is good poetry and on my new poem, A Prayer. Friends, thanks a lot for all this affection. Now friends, this is our sixth series of poetry recital session. As usual, this time I thought of sharing a few ideas again on poetry, but this time on spirituality, that is poetry and spirituality. Friends, first we must understand what is spirituality and its significance in poetry. Friends, spirituality means a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves, and it typically involves a search for meaning in life. As such, it is something that touches all relating or affecting the human spirit or soul, such as being and knowing. Well, friends, spirituality with the metaphysical aspect of life, such as the significance of soul, meaning of existence, and the ultimate goal of life. Also, friends, the role of karma and jnana have a pivotal role in life that determines meaning in life. As you know, friends, the Jnanakanda section of the Vedas, known as the Upanishads, and it deals with the attainment of moksha. And friends, the goals of the karma are finite, while the goal of the jnana is infinite. So friends, to understand the true nature of Atman, or soul, is spirituality. Hence friends, Atman, or soul, is always existing. It is the essence of consciousness. Also friends, all scriptures point out that God is you and you are God. All the scriptures point out vividly, God is you and you are God. You are not different, says Adi Shankaracharya in the Viveka Chudamani. Therefore, friends, all creative writers endowed with the supreme power of intuition are known as great poets of spirituality. That confirms the title to them as sages, seers, mystics, and Sufis. Like Thiruvalluvar, Valmiki, Kamban, Kalidasa, Jayadeva, Alvars, Namalvars, Shakespeare, Milton, Dante, Blake, Rumi, Ibn Arabi, Aurobindo, and Tagore, to mention a few. Now friends, spirituality is always associated with great poetry. Poets' quest with the soul and his curiosity with the supernatural all comes under the realm of spirituality. All great great poets question the very basis of human existence and the subsequent follow-up of what, why and how of life, and their longing to know the unknown, think like eternal truth that is important. Well friends, after their creative observations, the poets come out with their own outpourings. The result is great poetry which explains the meaning of being, knowing of the soul and the universal soul. Friends, after knowing what is spirituality and the significance of spirituality in all great poetry, I would like to take you all to my poetry. The reason is most of my poetry deals with spirituality. The craving of the soul to unite with the universal soul. I always feel self-realization is the first step towards divine realization. Friends, some of my critics have said Syed is Aurobindo in his thought process and Tagorean in his mystic vicissitudes and Yeats-like in his transparent symbolism and imagery. Well friends, here I will recite a few lines from one of my poems. Here I go. Please listen. The vision summits of illumined peaks of benign nirvana, Aham Brahman, Anal Haq, and touched a moment eternal, breathing the divine light of bliss, the Sat Chit Ananda. Well friends, in another place, one of my critics says, Syed is Blake-like in his metaphysical connotations and Dante-like in his divine dazzling visions. His poem, Visions of Deliverance, explores the visions of hereafter, ever after, and establishes the infinite reality. Well friends, now I would like to recite a few lines from my poem, Vision Summits. Okay, here I go. The resplendent radiance of ever after and hereafter, the realization of supreme fulfillment, the moksha, the makfirat, the nirvana, the blow of sur, the drumbeat, the shriek of shank, deliverance, deliverance, deliverance. Friends, now let's come to the real point of today's 6th series of our poetry recital session. Well friends, today I am presenting to you all a very special and highly exciting poem which deals with the inner spiritual experience of the poet. The title of the poem is Fabie Divine. Well friends, the concept of the poem is spiritually mind-blowing and it deals with emotions far beyond. The poem delineates the very origin of the creation of this universe. Also it narrates the purpose of the divine in creating this very cosmos. Well, okay friends, that is the special poem Fabie Divine. Well, now I am going to recite the poem. Please listen to me carefully.
Action.
The title of the poem is Fabie Divine. What is this cosmic crescendo? The gritty glory and grandeur, the vociferous and vibrant, the sensational and spectacular, the luscious and luminous, all warming, fiery sun splashes, all silvery, simmering, moonlit embers, everlasting existence, animated, inanimated, hurling, hurrying humans and other creations, murmuring multitudinous. How this turbulent cosmos crashed and crumbled into the bewildered beings. What is this galloping mascot? A fumbling, mellifluous mystery, a myriad mystery meandering into a mouldering mystery. The tumultuous thrills, diabolic dallying drills, doldrums, thrashing thunders tremoric, traversing flashes frizzy, an endearing enigma, inflict and fretty, its whole envelope oblate, a purple primordial realm, an invisible grisly void, flinchy shrouds gurgled in fury, unfolded into stammering spears of smattering universe, revolving, rambling acrobatics of sunshines, moonshines, ornamental alpha orbits, bejeweled omega planets, dynamic daybreaks, drowsy sunsets, quivering quake, flirty floods, slashing seas, creepy rivers, green foliages giggling, and permeating pictures in all hues. Thus, in blussy bowers, life twinkles and glimmers in gaiety, in panoramic resplendent, a pulsating pulse, a mesmerizing spurt, sound of sword, shriek of shank, a raiment of radiance afloat, revelry revealed, reverie unraveled, aghast, amazed, to receive the drama, to perceive the drama defied, the abysmal nitty notion of mystic creation, the divine doled out, the dictum delirious, the divine doled out, the dictum delirious, kun, 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 what it has to be, what it has to be, it is, be, it is, be, it is, be, it is. Now, the fugitive, frizzy fable unfolds. The divine was a dramatic treasure, in perennial quietude. At one stage, the astounding still, the dabbling divine treasure thrust out, occult coherences, thoughts gurgled, glades reflected in the realms of its creation, crumbling echoes jingled. It should be recognized, adored and eulogized, praised lavishly and lauded eternally. The dazzling it desired for a praise puerile and cognition unbridled. All along it remained in a diabolic, dormant, dreamy, in a crispy state, quiet, still and stoic. Hence, the desire to be reckoned made the dreamy divine will the whisper, made the dreamy divine will the whisper to be, and it is. The clamoring cosmos came into cognition. The towering treasure bugled the divine demeanor, the surreptitious secret, the divine's delight, its skirmish, esoteric ambition to be glued and glorified, to be loved and lauded by the gregarious creation. It's the mystifying mystery, the divine it. It's the mystifying mystery, the divine it. Its creation is same. The desire of the divine is to be adored by itself, to know and converse. The strangulated still treasure, stimulated with sighs into a state of stir, of delirious, dribbling dynamism, to rehaul the all-engulfing creation, to unravel the rills of divine reverie. O ye creation, recognize the divine me. O ye creation, recognize the divine me. Me is it, it is me. Me is it, it is me. To praise, to love, to adore, to praise, to love, to adore, and to laud the pearly pure, and to laud the pearly pure. Thank you, gentlemen. Friends, thank you all. I hope all of you will certainly enjoy this poetic fiesta. Let this poetic reverberations bring peace and spiritual harmony in your lives, particularly during this draconian lockdown period of COVID-19. Wishing you all again safe living, healthy living. Don't forget to respond to this message. Thank you one and all.